welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Vintage, and the request of nobody, I'm doing this on my own. This is my play testing for the NYSE Open, which will have been in the recent past by the time you're seeing this video, but the Steel City Spectacular is still coming up in August this summer. 2 chances to win a Black Lotus in the same summer. I'm going to be doing some work here. This is one of several testing leagues that will come out that are obviously pre-recorded before the event, but will come out after NYSE. And this is Esper Paradoxical Outcome. This is a vintage deck, which means it doesn't fit on the screen. There's some lands up here. There's 1 Surveil, 1 Academy, 1 Saga, otherwise just fetches and duels. And here are the spells. I have been enamored lately with the Jeskai Paradoxical Outcome deck, the one that plays 4th Aerolingus and then Flame of Anor, a full playset of Thundertrap Trainer. It's a deck that gets to play full combo in the main and then can sideboard into pretty heavy Jeskai control if combo doesn't make sense for the matchup you're in. This Esper build has a little bit of that going on, but less, and it is more focused on comboing. This deck includes Time Vault and Manifold Key, which the Jeskai version does not. This is another way you can wiggle your way into a victory. Demotic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, and Yawgmoth's Will. The Jeskai deck does splash black for Demotic Tutor, but it doesn't include Vamp or Yawgwill. Yawgwill, usually a symbol that, yeah, we're comboing, if this card is included in the deck. Rather than a full playset of Thundertrap Trainers, there are tech spells like Dress Down and Chain of Vapor in the main that can help you solve problems like bouncing a Null Rod or a Trinisphere, turning off all of the Hate Bears out of White Initiative. This deck choosing to use its slot to answer problems in the main rather than work around problems in the main. And that's cool with me. This list comes from a recent Magic Online Challenge win, recent at the time of recording, a month ago by the time you're seeing this. There's a good chance I will play Lurrus Paradoxical Outcome at NYSE, and I would like to do my due diligence with the different flavors of it before I lock in on Jeskai. Here it is. This is Esper Paradoxical Outcome with Time Vault Manifold Key combo. I'm on the play in round 1. We've got a Lurrus Pokemon battle. This hand has 1, 2, 3, 4 mana available. I could play Urza Saga, Mox Sapphire, Time Walk into Saga Gaming, or I could turn 1 stock up with a mana floating, and I'm keeping the hand no matter what. I think I'm going to stock up on turn 1, leaving a blue floating. That way, if I find any Mox, I can also Time Walk. This hand does not defend itself very well, but best defense is a good offense, right? Pearl, Sapphire, Academy, stock up, leaving the blue floating. Opponent would have to spend 2 cards to answer this. We saw the life total change. They have a force. Force pitching stock up. Okay, so rather than let me have stock up, they would delete their own. Fair enough. All right, I will pass the turn, and then my new plan is Time Walk into Saga Gaming. That strip mine probably looks pretty good to them, but I know that that is somehow the second best land in my hand. Okay, I'm going to start with Time Walk, so they don't value it if they know about Urza Saga already. Boom, Saga, Vault, and pass. Now I'm making constructs already. Force of Will in the grip. I cannot cast that. I can't get and play Lurrus. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass with Urza Saga available to make a construct and hope that they don't combo kill me right now. Cataxi Probe. They know my secrets. They know I can Yawgwill out a Time Walk next turn. Pretty serious. I could make 2 constructs, tutor Lotus, use Lotus to cast Yawgwill, then use Lotus to cast Time Walk, and Lotus. All right, well, obviously Lotus. A Tundra. Ghost is clear for whatever they want to do. Oh, that's so good. All right. The random Soul Guide Lantern clipping the Time Walk. I'll just have to beat them down the old-fashioned way. End step construct. Already a 4/4. Paradoxical Outcome. I could float 3, leave 1 floating to make a construct, I'd have one floating, tutor some mana source, and then cast PO here. That sounds sick. All right, construct number 2. I guess it's Soul Ring. That leaves a mana floating. Sure, Soul Ring it is. I target all of my pieces here. If they force this, it's another 2 cards gone. All right, yeah, all right. Relentless Smashing versus, we saw Tundra, Strip Mine, Soul Guide Lantern. Oh, they have the Urza Saga in their deck somewhere. That's what Soul Guide Lantern's doing there, but that's not really rocket science to determine. My list does not have a Strip Mine in it. And by my list, I mean this one that I copied from this recent event that did well. And Unlucky Monkey's Jeskai PO list that he's been crushing with, or they've been crushing with, I don't know that person, does not have a Strip Mine in it either. We saw my opponent pitch Stock Up. Esper Lurrus does play Stock Up. They would also play Soul Guide Lantern, or they could also play Soul Guide Lantern. Maybe they wouldn't. I'm just trying to figure out if this is a combo or control deck based on the information I saw. I think I want +1 Flusterstorm. Do I sideboard at all? I guess is the question. Fluster helps me win fights over my important spells, and if they are a combo deck, it can help fight over stuff. Force some negation I would want if I thought they were going to full send it over top of me. Steel Sabotage, Seal of Cleansing could matter. If we get grindy, Swords of Plowshares could matter. If they are control Lurrus, I would want all the plows. I would be backing off my POs pretty significantly. I really don't have information other than knowing that it might be a mirror match. That's all I really know. Okay, Yogg-Will's out, Flusterstorm's in, 1 Opal out, and I could get Mindbreak Trap or Steel Sabotage. I think I'm going to grab this Mindbreak Trap. Okay. I'm going to treat them like they're a combo mirror and that they're on the play now. And we've seen main deck Graveyard Hate. Okay, I can Force of Will one thing and then very slowly see some more cards, but I have a lot of mana. I'm in. Sapphire. Saga. That's what I did last game. Lotus. I didn't have that though. Thundertrap Trainer. I'm not going to spend a force on that. Trapped up a Force of Negation that they can hardcast here. Ooh, I could just hold up double force and start spinning this top. Or I could probe them and know everything I need to know. I'm going to probe. Okay, Dig, Force of Negation, Misty Falk. So their hand is pretty bad, actually. Mana Crypt. We'll see when, where, and how they want to interact. Yeah, if they Force Negation this, that's fine. Alright, so I could still play and spin top with Force Backup. Deal. Mox. Top. Land. Go. Alright, pretty aggressive stuff. They are in on Urza Saga Gaming. I have a Dress Down in my deck somewhere. I did not bring in my Hercules Recall. Strip Mine. Okay. That came off the top, but if they use that, then they're not making constructs. Interesting decision. Well, there's the Dress Down, but as I said, they're not making constructs. So do I care? I guess I'll draw Flusterstorm here. And yeah, Strip Mine happens. Okay, they are on the beatdown a little bit with the trainer. I wonder what their overall plan is here. Just get to Dig Through Time and cross your fingers? Is that a plan? I don't think they can afford to get Pithing Needle here, but I don't think I want to find out if they would mess with that. But if they would, they might just name top anyway. The important cards in my deck are black. There is Portable Hole is the only white card. I could get Archive. Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. Let's do that. Basic Island on top. I don't think so. And I think I have to let this resolve. If they name top with Pithing Needle, then they're playing the game on 2 mana. And I could still force or fluster some follow-up spell here. Volcanic Island seen in their hand, though, definitely means this is not Dimir or Esper Lurrus control. They are a combo deck. Vexing Bauble. Okay. I hope they full send into a Dig Through Time that I get to Flusterstorm right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they're 1 short of that. Spin my top. Dress Down, Stock Up. Chain of Acre, Stock Up, Dress Down. Missing the land is rough, and I did just bin one, obviously. Might deserve that. But I think leaving up the Fluster was better anyway. Ensev Fetch. Meticulous Archive. Kept the card. Bulk. Trainer. I can dress that down. That actually seems like as good as anything. They can't dig this turn. All right, just Spell Pierce, whatever. All right. So Thundertrap Trainer, whatever Trainer finds plus Dig Through Time are the 2 cards they have. Prismatic Ending. Well, that's pretty tough for me, actually, because I'm playing on this single Mox Sapphire for mana. I'm going to look before I draw. We got there. We got there, team. Land in the tank. That's a bunch more looks with top. Yep, not going to counter that. Life total is whittling down here. Oh, come on. All right, well, here we go. This is what a deck with 4 Thundertrap Trainer looks like versus one with 2. Pyroblast. They're getting their pieces together, and I don't appreciate it. End step top. Fluster Chain Stock Up. Okay, I don't want those cards. Underground Sea. Top. Underground Sea, Time Vault, Vexing Bauble. Well, I'll take the Underground Sea, I guess. Or I could cycle through the Bauble. Okay, Vault Sea, Bauble is what I'm doing. Bauble. I'm going to crack it and play Underground Sea right now. I'm just trying to get through my top cards. This is real damage I'm taking every turn. And if I top in the end step, they can dig in response. I just have to go to my turn. I'm drawing Time Vault here. I'll spend top before that happens. Merchant Scroll, another Fluster. I'll take the Fluster Storm now. And basically just die to these trainers. I need my opponent to get antsy, but they don't need to do anything here. If they don't mess up, they can't lose. And they are unfortunately playing tight. It's been my top in the end step. My own trainer. They could Pyroblast that. I can Fluster the Pyro. Then I'm tapped out for Dig Through Time. Gotta do what I gotta do here, though. Pyroblast, Fluster Storm. Now they can dig, and they know it's good, plus whatever else they might want to do. The shields are all the way down. And even if I find a Mox or a Lotus, I can't play it because of Bauble. We're in there. Portable Hole. That could be a plan. I'll take it. They get to dig. The shields are down right now. They're also winning in combat. Yep, there's the dig. The 1-2 body doesn't seem like much on paper, especially in a vintage format that's so powerful, but it's turn 7. I'm at 5. All the damage was done by Thundertrap Trainers and my own fetch lands and Gitaxian Probes. Maybe with top in play, I was supposed to take this basic island that I surveilled away all those years ago. It felt right knowing what I knew at the time, but then they drew 3 Thundertrap Trainers in a row. Changed the math, changed the game. Demonic Tutor. Okay, something like Time Walk puts me to 1. Unless they have something even more terrifying. Just comboing out. Grab 4th Aerolingus. Ancestral Recall. Yep, that's good too. Okay, I block and go to 2 here. Or 3. I know how the math works. Snapcaster. I could snap Gitaxian Probe. I think I have to Portable Hole this Vexing Bauble, or else this game is already over. I think this game's over anyway, but I'm going to cast Portable Hole. I could take one of the trainers and then try to stabilize with Snapcaster, or I could take the Bauble. I can't actually cast Force of Will, so I'll take a trainer. What I mean by I can't cast Force of Will is they're going to attack me to 1 if they have 3 trainers and I only have 1 blocker. Oh, hell yeah. All right, the floodgates just opened, but like I said, can't really cast Force of Will. But now I can cast one of them because I got rid of that thing. Mox Jet, Mox Emerald, Time Walk. That puts me to 1, but I have Snapcaster, so not really. Okay, they're attacking. I'm going to play Snapcaster just to block. Target Flusterstorm. Block. We get a trade and a butt touch. And I can cast both of the forces in my hand now without dying. Rainstorm's fine. Tundra, 4 cards left in hand. Time Walk turn still pending. Stock Up. I don't want them to have that, but I also don't think I can afford to spend interaction on it. Bauble. Looking at my top card. Is it Ancestral Recall? I think that's my only chance in the world. Okay, 6 cards in my opponent's hand, plus Lurrus still available to reach for. Snapcaster. Well, that kills me. That can either Ancestral, Time Walk, or Pyroblast my blocker. Any of the above is bad. Okay, I'm all in. Just play one of the 3 cards in your hand, and we're done. We can stop. Okay, cool. The crushing inevitability of vintage staple Thundertrap Trainer. I don't think I'm going to change anything about my deck. Like, Force of Negation is the only card I could consider. That might be better than Mindbreak Trap, now that I know they are more in the mid-range. Steel Sabotage doesn't seem that important. Swords to Plowshares could remove Lurrus if the game gets to that. I don't want the game to get to that, though. This is my plan. Pyroblast is so good in this metagame right now. That usually is true, but it wasn't true for a while, and now it's just, like, very obviously a great card. Okay. Slow and Steady with Urza Saga. I will keep this. And this is one of those vintage moments. Do I fire the Brainstorm immediately? I think I want Mox Opal in play, because we've seen Vexing Bauble. We've also seen Prismatic Ending, but if they want to take out a Bauble that's not on, deal. Probe. Okay, glad I didn't Brainstorm first. Now I can change the info if I need to, plus they know I have Force Blue card. Bad news is they'll know better than to spaz off their Strip Mine again. Bobbled me. Another Bauble. Bauble you. Mox Ruby. Mox Emerald. Merchant Scroll. Okay. That happens. Ancestral Recall is the grab. And in my upkeep, they get multiple Bauble triggers, back up to 5 cards in hand. I'll draw this card they knew about. Okay. Force Blue card, Saga Gaming. That is a strategy. And they know all of this because of the Bauble. Mystery Force is not Strip Mine. They're passing the turn to me. We're going to get a fight in my upkeep. Force pitching PO. 4 cards in their hand. Their deck has Pyroblast in it. The bane of Force of Will mages everywhere. Force of Negation pitching Mental Misstep. That resolves, and then I'll force the Ancestral again. Okay, and we are in garbage mode. I'm going to fetch an Underground Sea right now, so if they draw Strip Mine, they can't catch me with my fetch on the stack and blow out the Saga. The coast is clear now, too. Unless I drew exactly Flusterstorm, they can PO, they can tutor, they can do whatever here. If they have a Black Lotus, they can jam Lurrus and go to town. Volcanic Island, they could 4th Aerlingus for 3. Oh, Lorien. That one's pretty good. Alright, the Saga will turn on Mox Opal here. Come on, vintage card. Technically a vintage card. I will make another construct. Let's go. The beats are coming. It's Sensei's Top, Black Lotus. It's not Vexing Bauble. That does not help me here. It's not Manifold Key. I think it's Sensei's Top or Black Lotus. Black Lotus can get but not deploy Lurrus. I think I want Sensei's Top. Gitaxian Probe. Do I want to spend top first? If I find a force here, it's pretty sick. I'll just probe first. Hope I'm not dead. Show me a hand that doesn't kill me. Stock Up, Force Trainer. That's actually not the worst. Mox Pearl. Look with top. Time Walk Thundertrap Trainer. Top of my deck is Gasoline. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh. Unfortunately, I would have to shuffle it away if I wanted to get the land to play more things. I mean, I'm obviously not doing that. I'm going to go Stock Up, Time Walk, Trainer in that order. And I'll attack. Okay, their hand looks at a lot of cards, but they're under a lot of pressure right now. And I just need their Stock Ups to flounder just a little bit. Stock Up resolves. If they find a Dress Down, I don't think I could possibly win this game. Flooded Strand. That we didn't know about that one. That's a good blank for them to have. There's Trainer. Flame of Anor. That's trouble next turn. Or if they found a Black Lotus now. Okay, I still like the order of my cards. I'm going to attack first. Because if they force Thundertrap Trainer, I'll flip top and cast Time Walk. And then they will be dead. Okay, they're at 6. They gave up on the kicked Flame of Anor. Thundertrap Trainer. Please be scared of this. Force it. Force it. Hell yeah. Force, pitching, Stock Up. That resolves. Draw a card with Sensei's Top. Cast Time Walk. Do you have another counter? A fetch. Tundra. Ooh, tight. Okay. That makes some sense. Okay. They lost their Stock Up. They still have Flame of Anor. And they are dead to 2 different creatures here. They can kill one of them. If they have a wizard, they can kill them both. And then I'm super dead. Oh no. That card's really good. It's whatever they want. Strip Mine. Okay. Alright, yep, now we're dead. That is mana number 5 to cast the trainer, which they just DT'd for, and then flame both of my constructs. And I have to grind through a stock up now, and they're going to strip mine me. Like, I'm going to draw and play top, and then stock up is on top of my deck. Yeah, I might just have to cash the top out immediately for stock up. All right, there's flame, top, float blue, draw a card, stock up. We've got Paradoxical Outcome, Mana Crypt. Do I think I can get this outcome off reasonably? I could take Mana Crypt Soul Ring and just buy Lurrus right now and have to survive a turn of them stocking up and getting their own Lurrus. They have 1, 2, 3 buy, 1, 2, 3 play. They could at least bobble me, if not Thundertrap Trainer. What do I think my best chance is? Is it the outcome or the Lurrus? Lurrus does cast Trainer, and I can cast Lorien Revealed with my mana. Okay. I'm going to take the mana and put Lurrus in my hand. Crypt, Ring, Lurrus, pass. All right. Massive resources from which to stock up, and my shields are down. Time Vault's in my deck somewhere. I just put a Paradoxical Outcome to the bottom, but I can dig for those. They have this strip mine that is actually relevant at taking me off a color here. I won't be able to Lurrus and Thundertrap Trainer in the same turn. But they didn't strip mine me, they bought Lurrus instead, but they have Black Lotus. So Lurrus is going to be out with the ability to still play a spell. And the Lotus is back. Disgusting. All right, yeah, Time Walk. Okay, we got a lot of work to overcome here. They can Offspring the Thundertrap Trainer in the graveyard now and strip mine me. They do have 2 cards in their hand, though. The trainer could make it 4. Flame of Anor to kill Soul Ring and draw 2 cards. Good stuff. Mana Crypt. I've got a win con. Pretend Lurrus doesn't have lifelink for a minute. And just believe with me. Breaking down the matchup here, my opponent does have a much better post-board plan of trying to keep control of me and having inevitability than I do. Their list versus mine. The Flame of Anors are so crushing. They have more Thundertrap Trainers, which is what sideboard games are really about. I could still cheese this. If they somehow 2 cards in their hand are nothing, I could resolve this Lorien Revealed and do vintage shit. There's the Strip Mine, taking out Underground Sea. 1 card left in their hand. Are they going to Snapcaster Time Walk right now? Or no, they're going to kick Thundertrap Trainer. Oh, they didn't kick it. They left the mana up instead. Okay, that's also fine. Also allowed. Prismatic Ending. Fudge and A. Yeah, take out Mana Crypt. Now I have no mana. I need to draw. They took out Pearl. Okay, so they're leaving me with more mana. I guess they're more worried about Lurrus. They don't know about Lorien. All right, so I need some Mox here. Stock up. All right. I'm going to cycle Lorien Revealed and then cast Stock Up. Underground Sea. Stocks. 1 card in your hand. Is it Pyroblast? Doesn't seem like it. Black Lotus. That's a good one to find with Lurrus in my hand. Black Lotus Portable Hole. Black Lotus Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm against my opponent's 85 trillion mana. No thanks. Portable Hole does not remove their Lurrus, which is the card I'm worried about. There's no 1-drops in my graveyard I'd like to cast here. Well, it's definitely Black Lotus. And what can Vamp Tutor do? I would have to do it. No, I wouldn't. I can do it anytime. I can Vamp for Ancestral. Just try to go big. Okay. Vamp and Lotus. Lotus. Black. Lurrus. All right, my opponent is F6'd. They have 3 damage on the board, because if they attack with the trainers, I'll just block one and get lifelink. They do not currently have a trainer in the graveyard, so I might not block if they attack with trainers, because I don't want to give them a spell that powerful to cast with Lurrus. But if I take 5 and lose my Crypt Flip, then I can't Vamp Tutor. Or I can Vamp and then play Trainer from the graveyard. They played Bauble. Now I can block if they attack. They really just need like one thing that does anything here. But if they don't have it, we can come back. Okay. And I'll block. They already used Bauble this turn. Yeah, I think you're supposed to attack before you use the Lurrus ability, if you're going to do that. Okay, I can Vamp in the end step. I will do that. Vamp Tutor. I've got Ancestral Recall. I've got Stock Up. Paradoxical Outcome is for 4 if I'm willing to pick up the Lurrus. I can play Soul Ring out of the graveyard and get PO going. Is there something that is not blue that I could get, just in case their hand is Pyroblast? I could get a unlimited dress down loop going. I dress down every end step, and then their Lurrus never works and mine always does. I don't think I want to make that bet, though. I think I can play Thunder Trap Trainer for my graveyard before I do anything else. I think I want Ancestral Recall. Kind of a tough choice there. You draw a card for Bauble, Crypt flips. They're at 3 as well. They left themselves at 3 with Mana Crypt in play because Lurrus didn't attack. That's interesting. I wish I had a Lightning Bolt I could vamp for. But something's happening in the upkeep. Dig Through Time in response to my Mana Crypt flick. Okay. A strong card. No doubt about it. And if that found a paradoxical outcome, then they can pick up their Crypt before their upkeep. Why didn't they do that in their main phase? Why is my upkeep better? I had 1 card in hand. I was just waiting to die. And if they had one thing, I was in trouble. Snap Flame of Anor is fucking awful. Yeah, like if you had just done this on your turn, I would have died. Why did you wait? This doesn't make any sense. But okay. You're still gonna win. But doesn't make sense. We just need the scoreboard to show. This is the pre-combat Bauble, the wait till my upkeep to Dig Through Time. Opponent hemorrhaging value left and right, but it doesn't matter. Okay, they had to kill their own Mana Crypt to not die, which means I get to at least cast Ancestral Recall, but they've had a lot of looks at Pyroblast so far, and I see 0 anywhere. Alright, I mean, here it goes. I don't have high faith in this. Yep. Okay. Now I lose to a Crypt Flip. Thunder Trap Trainer, kicked. Force of Will. Pyroblast. Okay, there's no cards left in my deck that help. Yeah, opponent's deck just much better suited for this mirror than mine is. Pyroblast, insane. Being able to trim down on combo and have the inevitability, also insane. They played that last turn sloppily in at least 3 different ways, and it still just did not matter. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 2. This is actually one of my locals. This is Ken. What's up, Ken? I feel like Ken historically has liked shop stacks, but I'm going to keep my hand regardless. I wish it had 1 more mana in it, but if I get these stock ups going and I like having the force. Oh, Bazaar. Okay. Maybe I was remembering the wrong stupid land from Magic's Past. All right, we are on traditional Dredge, it seems. This Force of Will looks a lot worse now, but I'm probably not going to get wastelanded. Might get griefed. Gonna have 4 cards left in hand after this Bazaar activation. 2 forces in exile already. Chalice on 0. I don't think that's a card I can play through reasonably. Or at least I'd certainly rather it not be in play. And if he spends a force here to fight over this, my Soul Ring stock up stuff gets to go. Okay. That's gone. Mox? A Mox? Flusterstorm. Alright. Gotta invest and just hope I get a turn. Please don't have your mental misstep. We did it. Okay, there's a Dredge 4 and a Dredge 3 available in the graveyard here. Took the natural draw, Dredge 4, milled over Stinkweed Imp. Another Bazaar. That's 2 hollow ones gone. Bazaar hit 5, and then hit another Stinkweed Imp. We've got Narcomoeba, which will trigger 2 prized amalgams. Okay, I'm going to have to put a combo together pretty quickly here. Running out of time to figure it out. It's a big matchup to have access to Vault Key. Noxious Revival, my Force of Will. Okay. I don't want Force of Will, but it doesn't super impact what I'm trying to do here. Black Lotus, we love it. All right, Black Lotus Sink into Stupor is 4 mana. Black Lotus Yogwill is that Vault Key next turn. I can Yogg Will off the C Soul Ring, play Black Lotus, play DT. I can get the Time Vault into my hand, but it's not in play. I don't think that's the line. I think Lotus Will are the things I should take, though. And then I will just cast another Stock Up here and have the Yogg Will in the bank. Stock Up. I still have a land drop for the turn. Ancestral plus Tolarian Academy. There's a lot of upside there. Ancestral and Academy to my hand. Academy, Ancestral, Time Walk. Okay. If I don't die this turn, I got a good chance. There's one Icarid trigger. There is one Creeping Chill in exile already. Nothing really important hit off that Dredge. There's a prized Amalgam that'll come back, but that won't change the clock because I was going to be dead next turn anyway. Hit a Creeping Chill. That's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I go to 6. I don't see any Cabal therapies in there. And there's a Creeping Chill that was discarded from hand. So there's 2 chills, 1 chill left in the deck. But that doesn't matter. I have to win this turn. Alright, Ghouls and Amalgams coming back like crazy. Ghouls, Amalgams, Icarid dies. And I gotta make something happen here. Is Vamp Tutor involved in whatever's gonna happen here? What would I vamp for? So I could vamp for Time Vault, Time Walk, DT for Key. Alright, yep, we got a plan. Vamp for Time Vault, draw that. Land for turn, Time Vault, Time Walk with Flusterstorm protection. And then we'll go to my turn and Demonic Tutor. Spooky stuff, but we did it. Demonic Tutor for the key. Land, key. Sweet. All right. Just a slugfest. 2 gladiators punching each other in the face without blocking and seeing who falls down first. Pithing Needle, Soul Guide Lantern come in. Containment Priest. These are my important cards. Vexing Bauble turns off a lot of my opponent's deck and interaction. Portable Hole would hit their Chalice of the Void and nothing else. All right, I think I can live without Portable Hole. Sensei's Top, extremely slow for a matchup like this. I like the Opal for speed. I could shave 1 outcome, and I don't really care what's in their hand. Or Misstep is probably worse. Or Probe and Misstep are both worse than PO, I think. I could keep Probe in and just know what's going on. Yeah, I think PO for the combo value should stay in. Going hard over the top is one of my lines to win this game. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is a turn 1 Pithing Needle. I'll keep it. Hope it's enough. Opponent kept 7. I hope that means the 7 is bad, but Dredge on 7 is normally Nightmare Fuel. I would love to draw Force of Will for turn. That would be sweet. That protects me from a Force of Vigor or on my Moxin plus Pithing Needle. Oh, well, Pithing Needle might not matter here. Okay, Manifold Key. New plan. New plan. Okay, land, Pearl, Key, Sapphire. Mindbreak Trap is on it right now. Underground Sea. Demonic Tutor for Time Vault. Hope this works. Time Vault into my hand, and fingers crossed, go. I have no protection. I will win the race here. Okay, Dredged in draw step, didn't upkeep Bazaar, and now has no dredgers. Force of Will, bend over. Okay, can dig for forces and griefs here. Okay, passing with Bazaar activation still available. Tolarian Academy, that's a lot of mana. I can cast Stock Up and then still Time Vault. Yeah, I'm going to Stock Up first, see if I can find a Force of Will. Or freak my opponent out into countering this when it doesn't matter. Pithing Needle, Mox Opal, Brainstorm. And the Soul Guide Lantern doesn't matter. Mox Opal's a bunch of mana. Brainstorm is more cards. Okay, I'll take those 2. This game is just not going to be about turning off Bazaar or the graveyard. Mox Opal. Cast Brainstorm. Come on, Force of Will. Make this game easy. I would also accept Vexing Bauble. Ah, Force of Will. Do you have 2? Do you have 2? Oh, can't have 2, because one of the cards in hand is the... You could have Force of Vigor. Can't have Force of Will here. Ah, tight. Okay, so... Targeting now rather than letting Time Vault come in. So I'm going to untap my Mox Opal. Might as well. It's there. Okay, opponent is Hellbent. I can next turn cast this Lorien. All right, I guess I'm going to go to 3 and hope that I get a turn. Opponent can Bazaar in the end step looking for any Dredger. All right, hit a Bazaar and a Hollow one. That's good. Now it would be really hard to Creeping Chill me. Like, oh, Stinkweed him. All right, 1 Creeping Chill and I die. Narcomoeba, but that's not it. Okay, okay. 1 Lorien revealed to rule them all. Yogg Will also wins it. All right, I'm not going to skip a turn. Big draw. Yogg Will. That's not Yogg Will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can just tap out for this Lorien. I guess I have no other choice. Oh, wait. That's more mana. What did I count wrong? Oh, I have 3 artifacts. This one is in play. It's just tap. Okay, it's not quite a tap out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's slightly better. I should play my land first and fetch. Because being at 2 life doesn't matter, but drawing Tundra here instead of a spell would matter a lot. Okay, I need to Lorien into Time Walk plus other action. Lorien, Containment Priest, you're too late. Force of Will, you're too late. All right, cool. What a battle. All right, game 3. I don't think I'm bringing in Swords to Plowshares just in case there's a hollow one involved. That was a keep 7 double force situation. Double force, double hollow, and keep 7. Okay. If I can make a game out of those, I'm not going to feel bad about it. All right, I'm going in with the same setup here. Okay, I have Force of Will to interact. I can play Time Vault, just put it into play on turn 1. I have a turn 2 loop here. All right, well, I'm going to keep. I can loop with Force Backup turn 2, but I do have to fade my own Mana Crypt eventually. We've got a 7-card Powder. I pitched 1 of the hollow ones in a Force of Vigor. Another Powder, 3 Force of Wiggers, and a Force of Will gone. I just turned Russian for a second. I said Force of Wigger and Force of Vil. Okay, here they are. Me versus Time Vault. Dual decks. Bazaar Baghdad. Thug, 2 Amalgams discarded. If I get griefed, I'll just Vamp Tutor in response. Okay, fetch. And I hope they force my Vamp Tutor so I can still fight. All right, Vamp Tutor. Put Manifold Key on top of my deck. And fingers crossed. They have to take Force of Will or else my combo's protected. And if they do take Force of Will, then I have my 2 backup plans still, and I can dig for other stuff to do. Only 1 Force of Vigor left in their deck. I did take the Force. Bad news, team. Chalice on 0. That doesn't change much. Okay, here we go. I won my first crypt flip. I think... Oh, no, I can't. I was going to say I'm going to cast Thunder Trap first, but that's not how Time Vault works. I need a mana left over. Okay, I have an untapped target. I get an extra turn. So it's Mana Crypt versus my life total. We got the GGs. You probably should play this out because it can happen, but I do have a bunch of ways to clear it and can see a lot of cards. I'm not really worried here, but if this was, you're winning in for the NYSE or the finals for the Black Lotus, you should play that out. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
On the play in round 3 with a sad Mox Pearl only, gonna mulligan. My opponent has not revealed a Lurrus. Okay, this is a top plus spin with force protection. I think this is gonna have to be good enough. I'm gonna bottom either Snapcaster or PO here. I'm a lot of mana away from PO, but Snapcastering anything important is also pretty expensive. All right, I'm gonna bottom Snapcaster. Pearl, top, land, pass, Scalding Tarn. Okay, I will fetch Underground Sea and spin my top. Misty Reinforced, we did it. I'll get a Tundra and cast Stock Up and hope it doesn't run into something as clean as Flusterstorm. Well, they got something. Badlands. Wow. Okay. Okay. I think this is worth Force of Will because it's 2 cards either way, and Paradoxical Outcome doesn't work. All right, I am going to force this. Basically, the question there is, am I more scared of their deck or more hyped of my own? Okay, so they force back pitching Oko. They're some sort of 4-color mess pile. I'm now Hellbent, but I have a Lurrus and 3 mana. Lurrus, 3 mana, and a Dream. The Dream just got worse. I could blind flip and hope Mental Misstep is there, but I don't think that's worth playing towards. I have been controlled. Deathrite Shaman is here. And once again, main deck Pyroblast. The card Pyroblast proving to be utterly bonkers. There's a Paradoxical Outcome that works next turn with the Academy. All right, I'm going to put Academy in my hand now and just... I should buy Lurrus. I'm probably going to get Wastelanded, but I should still buy Lurrus. Okay, Lurrus is in my hand. PO's on top of my deck. Wasteland can't take me off Lurrus. It can take me off PO. Shit. Go after Underground Sea. Oh, Demonic Tutor. All right, so there might be a Collector Oof or something. I'm not really sure what this deck is. Like Bug with a red splash. Eating a Flooded Strand from my graveyard. Time Walk. Okay. Sure. That's less scary than Collector Oof. I wasted my Academy. I could still play Lurrus. Now I can't. I think I saw Basic Island, if I'm remembering correctly. I did indeed. All right, this PO pretty far away from useful right now. Might just have to cast Lurrus into 4 cards and open mana. Just lose it to an Abrupt Decay with no value. Oif! I've been oofed. All right, well, the top 2 cards in my deck do cast Lurrus. And I've been pretty critical of Bug, Midrange, and Vintage in the past before, because even when everything goes right for them, their deck is still just, like, fundamentally Grizzly Bears. So, like, if this Lurrus resolves and then I find a Thundertrap Trainer, they're actually in a lot of trouble. Yeah, that Pyroblast into Ancestral Recall start, though. Answer my engine cleanly, and then stuff your own restricted card down my throat. Don't love it. Oko, that one's really good. All right, I will concede to Oko. They have enough going on. All right, I'm gonna do the creature thing. Swords to Plowshares come in. Bathing Needle can name Deathrite Shaman, Oko, Wasteland. That might have enough targets. One of my Mox Opals comes out. I still believe in Flusterstorm. They have some spells in their deck, like the Pyroblast that we've seen. Do I want Sensei's top versus a deck that full of Collector Roofs that's meant to grind? Probably not. I think I want to combo them out. I don't think I'm going to have room for the Needle. Does Vexing Bauble matter? They're going to have Force of Wills. Are they going to have Force of Vigors too? Maybe. Alright, I'll leave that alone. Portable Hole is great. Sink into Stupor is great. Thundertrap Trainer, Snapcaster, great. Maybe I will shave a Flusterstorm. A lot of what I care about from them is creatures, but of course they do have spells in their deck too. This is a matchup where I would love to be able to fully pivot, just cut my POs and rather be the Jeskai deck a lot. Okay, this hand, a lot going on here. I could turn one Stock Up. If it hits any Mox, I'm also training, or I could just play 2 trainers. Definitely keeping. Okay, I'm gonna Lotus Trainer with a blue floating. Dig. Time Vault, Mox. I think I want Mox Jet here more than any of this stuff. Now I can stock up. All right, stock up. I still have Force of Will available. PO and another Force. Soul Ring PO. Soul Ring gets me into a quick PO. Yeah, all right, I'm into that. Force can pitch Trainer, and I can PO for 3 next turn, and one of them's Thundertrap Trainer. Or I could speedrun this Lurrus out, which starts casting Black Lotus. Emerald. Wasteland. That's fine. I got mana. Delta, play, Soul Ring. Attack for 1. I think I'm going to just fetch a Tundra and buy Lurrus here. Do I want Tundra? I think I want Tundra still in my deck. I could fetch it again, but black mana I don't mind if it gets Wastelanded. They've got a Polluted Delta. Volcanic Island is not cast oof, but the Mox Emerald does, right? All right, I'm going to force pitching PO. Because if they force back, I'd rather have Trainer in my hand. All right, tough beats. They didn't force back. Mental misstep. All right, I guess I'm going to lead on Lurrus. Or are we jockeying around Lurrus? I can lead on Thundertrap Trainer. And then still play Lurrus. And maybe I find a way to protect it. Brainstorm, P-Hole, Yogwill, Plow. All those cards could be good. I think I want Plow against this deck. White, Tundra, Lurrus, Lotus. Attack for 1. They do have 5 cards in hand. I could counter, like, Lightning Bolt, but I can't counter Abrupt Decay or Long Goodbye or anything like that. Or Oko. I can't counter, but I can beat in combat. I think I'm going to save my misstep. Pyroblast, Lightning Bolt. Those are cards I'm worried about. Ancestral Recall. Shuffle their Ponder. They're passing the turn. A spell. Okay, another piece of interaction. With the Sink into Stupor, I'm confident to attack with Lurrus. Nothing to cast from my graveyard. I'll just pass with this handful of soft or conditional interaction. Boseiju as land for turn. Oko, return target spell or non-land permanent opponent control. So I can't bounce my Lurrus. Yeah, I think I should just bounce Oko here. Put that back in your hand for now. It'll be back next turn, but this is another turn of Lurrus beats. I'll take them. Something that works, please. A spell. Oh yeah, that works. Okay. Blue, 1/2, or in revealed. I love vintage players. Oh, you're gonna draw 3 cards? I'm dead. I'm leaving. Not even good. I don't even care what they are. They could be 3 lands. Doesn't matter. This Oko in hand might stabilize, but not interested. Do I want to make any changes here? Game 1 and Game 2 were the perfect encapsulation of what happens when Wasteland into Collector Roof works versus what happens when Wasteland into Collector Roof doesn't work. They did the same thing in both games, and one of them they won and the other they lost. How much does your opponent care about Collector Roof, and did you draw and resolve Collector Roof are the 2 questions that any bug-centric vintage deck is asking. And I do care about Collector Roof, but I have 8 main deck answers to their 4 oofs. More if you count the soft answers like Chain of Vapor and Sink. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play the same deck again. The Pithing Needle has some thought to it. How many Flusterstorms I want has some thought to it, but yeah, I'm going back in. Okay, a bunch of interaction and some cool tutoring. This is about as controlling of a hand as my deck has, and this is the matchup for it, if there ever was one. Tundra. All right, I'm going to play Pluto Delta with the intention of fetching my Meticulous Archive. A second Delta. Just play and draw, go. Archive. Surveil, Paradoxical Outcome. Not interested in that. I have nothing to pick up with it. And no prospects of having anything to pick up with it. They're fetching in my end step. Brainstorm. You got it. My plan here is to just scroll for Ancestral. Of course, I got a draw step, and we'll see if that changes anything. Okay, they've successfully resolved Brainstorm. And I've successfully drawn another land. Merchant Scroll. They could Pyroblast this. They could Spell Pierce, or Spell Fluster. Fluster Spell. That's what that card's called. Lots of interaction they could play on this. Okay, Ancestral Recall. That's the card I want. It's in my hand now. They know it. They could have Thoughtseizes, Duress Effects in their deck. We've seen the colors for it. I'm not sure if this is Bug Splashing Red or Rug Splashing Black. I'm not sure if that matters for Ancestral Recall purposes. That's Orcish Bowmaster, something to think about, but I am holding the Plow. Ren and 6. Okay, that is scary if they find a Wasteland. My mana base, not well prepared for that. I'll probably just put Ren in a hole this turn. I know they play Boseiju, so they could free the Ren anytime. Ooh, sweet. Now I don't have to wonder. Probe. There's a Pyroblast, there is a Wasteland, Narset, Mental Misstep. Oh my god, they're so ready. Okay. And I drew another heckin' land that is basically every single one that my deck plays. Portable Hole. Ren's in the hole. And do I want to just run out the Time Vault here? That is the card that is least affected by everything they're showing. Yeah, I think I do. Though, if they resolve this Narset, then they won't need the Pyroblast or the Misstep for the Ancestral. Blue to Delta deployed. They should pretty confidently just shove this Narset. They have 2 layers of protection on Ancestral Recall. And if Narset resolves, it turns off a lot of the things my deck wants to do. Okay, well, I'll get my Ancestral Recall countered real quick, and then hope that the top card of my deck is Manifold Key. They use the Misstep first. Good call. Alright, I'm in trouble. Spell Pierce. The wall of interaction is up. Mox Sapphire. That might work someday. I believe there is 2 fetchable lands left in my deck. I'll play Sapphire and buy Lurrus. Another situation where Pyroblast is way better than Flusterstorm. The difference between Esper versus Jeskai is mostly what your 1-mana counterspell is. Oh, hell yeah, Minsk and Boo. Alright, if I lose to Minsk and Boo in Vintage, I'm not even mad. There's Wasteland. Please Wasteland me. I'm begging you. I have so many fucking lands. Not even worried about it. Right, Minsk and Boo resolves. I'm gonna take a beat here from Minsk and Boo, and still with the information I have, Manifold Key off the top could clinch it. I can plow Boo next turn if I need to. Thundertrap Trainer would be welcome. Tundra still in the deck. Swords to Plowshares. Another one of those. Okay. Just put Lurrus on the stack, I guess. Might as well put it into play. Not doing shit, but there it is. I guess it could attack a Planeswalker. Okay, Minsk and Boo. Active. If they plus, I'll plow in response. Okay, so if they just don't have a creature with haste or trample, it won't matter. Looks like their intent is to fling Minsk this turn, or fling Boo with Minsk this turn. And if they don't have one, that's not an issue. The cards that I've seen in their hand don't answer this, but obviously they could have more cards. Ironically, if they had Wastelanded me last turn when I was trying to goad them into it, the Spell Pierce would have worked here. Oh, here I have a chance of killing Narset. If they play Collector Oof and pass, I can plow the Oof, attack Narset. Yeah, there it is. Gotta play around Spell Pierce along the way here, but still haven't Wastelanded me. It still doesn't matter. Plow Collector Oof, attack Narset. Attack Narset, Parter of Veils, at least unlock my cantrips. And I will commit the Time Vault to the battlefield. I'm gonna have to spike something really good to win this game. Might as well get 2 mana ahead of the Spell Pierce while I'm doing it. Okay, they can draw 1 card or attack me for 4. Attack for 4 seems to be the idea. That sees me. I heard Deathrite Shaman. Alright, I think I'm gonna fetch for the 1 card's worth of thinning, because I need a high roll. Come on, deck. Give it to me. Key. Demonic Tutor. Son of a biscuit. Okay. The answer is nothing, never, none of the time. I will attack Minsk and Boo with Lurrus. At least try to put some damage on this thing. And the fling on Minsk and Boo is sacrifice a creature, period, when you do. So it's not part of the cost. So if they minus Minsk and Boo, I can still plow. All right, they're tromping up 7/7, another plow. That's a spot to interact on as well. I drew all 3 sideboard Swords to Plowshares. Were they good? It's hard to tell. Were we hard casting a Force? Yes. All right. Well, there is 9 damage on the board here. I go to 3 with what we can see. And I'm still just looking for some massive high roll. Manifold Key. Fucking A. All right. Brick City, Flood City, but lost to a cool deck that was meaningfully interactive. Again, Pyroblast, king of this format right now. On to the next round.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables.
I'm on the draw for round 4. No Lurrus revealed. No real plan for this hand. I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay, no action, but Ancestral Recall. I'm in. All right, this is Ancestral Recall and a quick stock up. I'll probably bottom Paradoxical Outcome out of this hand, though if Ancestral hits a mana rock, PO becomes better than stock up. If it hits 2, if like draw step plus Ancestral find Opal or Lotus or Sapphire, then I can PO after Ancestral on the same turn. More has to go right for outcome. I'm gonna keep the stock up. Like if they just play Sphere of Resistance and pass the turn, I'd rather have this hand than the other one. Black Lotus. All right. We're playing against a vintage deck. Oh, no Lurrus, yes Black Lotus. That rules out most bizarre decks. Could still be Shops or Breach with Hull Breachers and Tinker. Could be some... this could be the Initiative. Blue off the Lotus. Change their mind. It's back in play. Player in Academy. Okay. It's some Tinker deck. Might be Jewel Shops. 5 mana showing. Oh, okay. It's the Tinker Initiative deck. Not a popular deck, but it is a sweet one. Okay, they tutored an island with the Initiative trigger. That means there's no white mana showing. Oh, there's that shit that I said that I would love to see. Okay. I'm gonna dump out all my artifact mana. I think I want to play my Tundra. Do I want to stock up first? So if I stock up first, I can Ancestral in response if they have a counter. If I Ancestral first, I might have something better than stock up to do with this 3 mana. I think I'm going to stock up first. Time Walk, Mox Emerald. That's a whole plan by itself. There's also a PO there if I just endure a turn. I could, yeah, Emerald PO is another strat all on its own. All right, I'm going to take Emerald and PO, and then I'll Ancestral myself. If opponent forces here, they'll have a 5/5 in play and an island in their hand. Okay. Shields are down, but stocks are up. I'm going to pass the turn. I am extremely likely to win next turn if I don't lose before I get there. They're going into the Forge, so they're valuing having a 5/5 over card selection here. That's a little spooky. Like Time Walk's a nightmare, obviously. Ancestral Recall, nightmare. But if they have Ancestral, they just drew it because they could have cast it last turn and just didn't. Island. Okay, I seem to be getting a turn. I like turns. Turns are broken. Soul Ring off the top. And yeah, let's just do it. The full commitment Hull Breacher would ruin my days here. Whatever. I will just try to draw 7 cards and see what happens. Oh my god, do they have it? Shit. Alright, well, brainstorm, brainstorm. Force of will, force of will. Oh no. Well, I mean, they're gonna have a lot of treasures, but I do still have all this mana available. And I can Demonic Tutor for what? Chain of Vapor, and then just go again. Yeah, they're out of mana. I have another PO. I think this is fine, actually. Or they're not out of mana. Oh, right, shit. They're going to have so many treasures. Chain of Vapor is not a good answer to this situation. Okay. Redeploy all my stuff. Demonic Tutor. It might be stock up. And not having a plow in the deck is rough right now. Soul Ring. Demonic Tutor. Wow. All right, well. If that's your hand, that's your hand. Nothing could be done about this. Holy shit. Okay, this is 13 damage on board. I will purchase Lurrus and pass. Yikes! My hand didn't do anything else. Like, the other option was play Urza Saga and pass the turn. If I had Hullbreacher on the brain when I resolved that stock up on turn 1, I could have just had Time Walk into Urza Saga and had bigger creatures than them. I love that they just paid life for Cataxian Probe when they have 15 mana in play in Ancestral Recall. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, this is what this deck does. It cheeses some 3-drop into play, whether it's Hull Breacher, White Plume Adventure, or Tinker, and hope it's good enough. And in this case, seems likely to be good enough. Just cast your Time Walk. I know you have it. Hell yeah. Snapcaster, another Ancestral, which can also be Dark Ritual if they want to target me. Brainstorm. Remember when they had 1 card in hand a second ago? Ruby. Narset. I already couldn't draw cards. Narset, just show me Time Twister. Force of Will, that's worse. Alright, okay, I get it, you win. Yeah, I was a turn shy before. They had tapped out for 1 turn, and then the Hull Breacher was live for the following ones. Okay, Swords to Plowshares obviously against this deck. And that's probably all I'm going to bring in. Shave 1 Opal. Dress Down's really good. Top feels slow. I could shave an Outcome, or is it my job to punch a hole in combo, or should I try to have some sort of median plan? I'm going to cut Basic Island. That should work. Okay, this is a slow, controlling kind of hand. I'm going to try it. Having Plow and Force, the ability to move cards around. Urza Saga. Trying to send it punished me last game. If I had settled into this game plan, I think I would have won that game. Not that that's like results oriented, changing how I think about Vintage in general or this matchup. It's just like a thing that is true. Okay, Bauble. Target myself. That information's more important. I do not want a Paradoxical Outcome. I'm going to fetch for Meticulous Archive. Chain of Vapor. Maybe. It's not mana, though. I'm going to bin it. I would really just like a Mox. Meticulous Archive from the enemy. If they started like this last game, they would have been so dead. But game slow down in the sideboard. That's just how all constructed Magic works. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, well, I'll cast Stock Up. Or is that better than Scroll? Probably. Alright, Black Lotus. Saga. Leave a blue floating to cast Stock Up. Force of Negation pitching Stock Up. I kind of do want to Stock Up right now, so I can find the mana to make this Saga work. And if they fight again, then I'll just scroll for Ancestral and pass. They are fighting again, pitching Lorien Revealed. Okay, my Stock Up's countered. Scroll for Ancestral. And hope they don't shove a Hull Breacher. Not with that mana. Sick. Alright. I'm valuing the Urza Saga, the constructs, over casting Ancestral here. Even though Ancestral hitting a land or a Mox would have let me do both, but I don't want to take that risk. Archon of Emeria. That is going to have to be okay. End step, make a construct. Mox Emerald. Going to make another construct. And then I can tutor Mox Opal, which can Swords to Plowshares their creature. I'm going to make Mox Emerald my spell for the turn, and then I can plow on theirs. Yeah, I just don't care about Archon of Emeria. It is smaller than what I'm doing. Alright, they've had enough. Cool. Both games decided by the player who had Black Lotus early. That's weird. Is it advantageous in Magic to have 4 turns worth of resources on turn 1? Yeah, I don't think I'm changing anything here. Archon of Emeria, Hull Breacher, White Plume Adventurer, Tinker, all just 3-drop shit they can shove. Right back in. 2 lands, no acceleration, but I do have Plow and Chain and Dress Down. I think I'm actually going to try this. If they turn 1 White Plume Adventurer, my hand's pretty bad. If they Archon of Emeria, it's fine. If they Hull Breacher, it's great. Ruby. They're on a mull to 6. Emerald. Okay, this represents 3 mana with a land. The critical number for them. Deafening Silence. Okay, my hand is really good against that. I basically wasn't casting spells anyway. Flusterstorm, Swords to Plowshares, and Stock Up. Or Chain of Vapor revealed. Available. Saga. Okay. A Kingdom for my 1 of Dress Down. I guess I live in a kingdom. Scoreboard. Mox Jet is my spell for turn. And Sink into Stupor is my tapped land for turn. They're hitting land drops. I just don't really have to do anything here. Ooh. I like that one. But I will be patient about it. Construct. Mana for a construct. Dress Down. If they have Force here, that's actually tough. Because I can't fight back. Hell yeah. Mox Sapphire in my hand. That is a non-creature spell, though. They get a tutor here. Do they want something like Vexing Bauble? Is that even in their wheelhouse? Vexing Bauble confirmed. Okay. Brainstorm. All right, there's their non-creature spell for the turn. And fast mana doesn't work until they crack that bauble. Okay, dress down, trigger. Snapcaster Mage is a non-creature spell, or is a creature spell. The opposite of non-creature. They can't Hull Breacher right now, so Ancestral Recall seems pretty good. I'm probably going to have to discard a bunch of cards, but if I hit a land, that's helpful. Lorien Revealed qualifies. Underground Sea, play that shit. And I have to discard 2 cards here. That's a lot. Probably my own Vexing Bauble. And is it Yogwill? Or is it Sapphire? Am I ever going to get through their Vexing Bauble? Alright, I'll discard Sapphire. Yogwill can refire that if they pop their Bauble looking for action. Lavinia. I have Swords to Plowshares. End step, Plow Lavinia. And now I can start stocking up. Stock up. I'm just looking for lands. Actual lands. Soul Ring works. Kind of. Not really. I'm allowed to cast it. I'll take Force of Will and Thundertrap Trainer, though. Put the rest of these things on the bottom. And I will end my turn and discard Mox Ruby. I'm saving this Chain of Vapor for a spot where I'm ready to pop off. Stock up. Flusterstorm. I've been discarding to hand size anyway. And not a lot of targets for that card in their deck. Okay, land. I will play my Archive. Plow. I like Plow. Do I want to just float that Plow there and buy Lurrus? I think I do. I was going to play Thundertrap Trainer, but now knowing Plow's on top of my deck, a card that I do want in this matchup, I am more interested in taking my time. Okay, this looks like a good turn to Yogwill. I think this is the Chain of Vapor. Or wait, Vexing Bauble's still in play. They have 2 things that are pissing me off right now. So if I draw Plow, I play Lurrus, and I didn't take that Soul Ring. I can play my own Vexing Bauble. Okay. Draw Plow, play Lurrus. They could hard cast Force here, which is a bummer. But I can Yogwill the Lurrus back at some point. Oh right, I have Flusterstorm. And I have my spell still available. I had 2 Flusterstorms in my hand. That's crazy. Okay, they've got 1 card in their hand. That was my spell for turn. Can't play the Vexing Bauble. Pass. Now they're under pressure. It's pressing down on them. What I need is for them to crack this Vexing Bauble looking for action. They just saw a handful of gas. Plow 2 creatures. 2 cards over there. If I untap, I'm showing Force of Will. Cool. Alright, attack for 3. And now I can do the dress down loop thing where I dress down in my own end step every turn. I don't think that's the best thing I can do, though. Should I hold up Force or add to this board? I think I want to play Vexing Bauble, and then I'll pass. I can't force anyway, so I'll Thundertrap. Yeah, alright, it's fine. That makes sense. Once I spend 1 mana, I might as well spend 3. Stock up a Swords to Plowshares. Swords to Plowshares. I have card advantage now. I can crack Vexing Bauble every turn. And maybe me having a Bauble in play will inspire them to crack theirs. Lots of mana in the pool. Lorien Revealed. I have no response to that. Wait, is it worth cracking my Bauble? Okay, they've had enough. I was just slowly grinding my way out from under that. And this is the game plan that the Jeskai version of the deck can play against way more decks. Like, my opponent forced me into this game plan, but Jeskai can opt into it pretty regularly. And this felt really good to have this gear in the deck. Okay, on to final round. We played 4, right? Yeah, final round, let's go. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw. In the final round, positive record on the line. My opponent has not revealed a Lurrus, and my hand is a snooze fest. It does have Force of Will, but that's really all that's going on. I'm going to mulligan. Ooh, all right. I'm going to keep this and bottom Yogwill. This one is the opposite. It does not have Force of Will, but it has a shitload of action. Bottom Yogwill, that's just the slowest thing. Opponent also went to 6, keeping it fair. Mishra's Workshop. Mox Emerald. Alright, what are we doing here? The One Ring. It is conceivable that that's beatable. Mox Jet. Manifold Key. Okay, so they could tap the ring twice next turn, or if they find Time Vault, it's over. Oh, speaking of Time Vault, I'm going to target myself with Ancestral Recall. Can I get Tundra to do it? No. Underground Sea. Yeah, I'm trying to set up Vault Key for next turn. All right, Ancestral. Force of Will and 2 Moxen is what I want here. All right, we found the Force. Didn't get 2 Moxen. This means if I vamp next turn... All right, yeah, it's going to take at least one more turn to navigate through that. Yeah, I could play Time Vault and Manifold Key next turn, but I can't untap them. And here's this Yogg-Will back that I got rid of. Academy. I feel pretty dead here, team. Oh, and if I Vamp Tutor, that costs a mana. So even if I draw Manifold Key off the tippity top of my deck, it's still too late. Yeah, it turns out that Force Check opener might have been better for the matchup, but there's no way to know that. And what if Ancestral Recall just hit like 2 more Moxen and I had Time Vault in play and was about to vamp for Key? You never know. A Black Lotus for me off the top would do quite a bit. Well, contractually required to Force of Will that. And Sink into Stupor is my land, so I'll pitch Stock Up. Card! Oh, alright, yep. Not a winnable game. Okay, this looks like some Jewel Shops, Steel Sabotage, Mindbreak Trap, Force of Negation, all coming in. Seal of Cleansing is very slow, but it is solid with Lurrus. Yogg-Will is slow as shit. Dress Down doesn't really matter. Portable Hole could hit something here and there, but that's not what this matchup's going to be about. Flusterstorm is good against a couple other cards in their deck, but generally not that good. I'm going to try to leave in the ones I have, at least to support my blue count, but I'm not going to bring in the other one. Mental Misstep, they don't have a lot of those. And Basic Island, I think, can go. Here's the plan. Herx could slow them down, but a lot of their stuff pays for itself and creates value as soon as it resolves. Do I want Herx more than I want Gataxian Probe or Chain of Vapor? I can also Herc myself as a ritual. If I have a few Moxen out, I could target myself, replay them all. That's a line. Oh, Sensei's top. That's no room for that shit. Okay. I got my Herx in. Let's do it. Oh, this hand has some cool stuff in it, but is also a little... I wish it had one more mana, but I'll just play Mana Crypt Tundra and hold up a couple different choices of interaction. I could stock up now, but I think tapping out a Steel Sabotage and hoping to hit a Force is reckless. Saga. Pearl. Grim Monolith. Okay. Black Lotus. Dangerous. They're passing the turn, it seems. Like, I kind of want to just Herc them. Right? I mean, the Grim Monolith is the only one that costs mana, but even that barely costs mana. Alright, I get a lot of looks, and I have a land drop available. Stock up. Alright, just looking for a blue source here. Force of Will plus Mox Sapphire. Oh, hold on. Vexing Bauble is here. I know their hand has Mox and Lotus in it. I think I want Sapphire plus Force. Yeah, I'll do that. Because my plan is to combo them out as well. I can Seal of Cleansing their Saga next turn. Okay, passing. Pearl. Lotus. Island. Alright, holding back the Monolith. One my flip. Paradoxical Outcome. Alright, I could make a little move of my own here. Or I could Seal of Cleansing. I think I want to Seal of Cleansing and blow up the Saga. I'll just clear that before it gets Vexing Bauble and turns off my hand. Can have a 3/3. And Thundertrap Trainer can't hit lands. So I'm going to pass. Just holding up Steel Sabotage here feels life and death. Mishra's Workshop. There's the Monolith we knew about. I have to just take my damage from this construct. I can bounce it with Steel Sabotage, but there's so many ways 4 cards in hand could kill me. Lost my flip. That one has not been kind to me. Okay. Thundertrap Trainer lets me leave up mana, dig for a PO situation. Emerald Jet. I'll take the Jet. Play it. I could stock up for a land here. I think that's worth the risk. Tapping out of my Steel Sabotage briefly. We did it. Okay. Mox Pearl, the second PO rips pretty hard. All right, I'm going to take PO and Underground Sea. Sorry, Mox, I'll miss you. That key, also a nice someday situation. All right, I have Steel Sabotage, Mindbreak Trap, a blocker for their 4/4, and the ability to send a pretty big turn next turn. The One Ring, I will counter target artifact spell. That's one spell for this turn. That's two spells. I'm going to force the PO pitching one of my own POs. And now Mindbreak Trap is on. And now I'm not going to block. I think PO picking up the trainer is worth more. I go to 5. Even if I lose the flip, I'm at 2. And we can figure it out. I have 2 cards in my opponent's hand. Won the flip. We did it. Chain of Vapor. Okay, I'm going to attack for 1. Scoreboard. Outcome, target, my 4 things. Oh my god. Hardcast Force. Well, that works. Okay, disappointing, but it did work. And then I'm going to Chain of Vapor their Construct token so I don't just die right now. Chaining my own Mana Crypt could have let me buy Lurrus here, but then I have to sack a land. I have to win one of these next 2 crypt flips. All right. Win the flip, win the flip, win the flip. All right, cool. We got away with it. Oh, it didn't matter. Maybe that did matter. 1, 2, 3. Lurrus to my hand. Black Lotus. 1, 2, 3. Lurrus. They have another Force of Will. That would be so ridiculous. Okay, they did not. I'm going to use Black Lotus to cast Seal of Cleansing. That could blow up something important to them or my own Mana Crypt as needed. My trainer's going in. Next turn, I'm showing untapped, just hard cast Mindbreak Trap. Minamo. Okay, cool. And Lurrus has lifelink, so I don't need to worry about Mana Crypt as long as Lurrus is around. And I'm winning flips now. Life is good. Attack for 4. Lifelink, doing the job. Seal of Cleansing, blow up Grim Monolith. And then seal, replay this. And I am representing hardcast Mindbreak Trap. I forgot to play a land. It's okay. Everything will be fine. Right, trap. I could have played around hardcast Force here if I blew up the Mox Pearl. Maybe I needed to be more aggressive about that. Okay, they are now empty. And it would be a great time to draw a card that finds me cards. Time Vault. Not quite. Right, in for my damage. Seal, blow up Mox Pearl. Replay Seal. And I am going to play my land, but not my Time Vault. Or I could have fetched from Meticulous Archive and see if I milled over something Lurrus would have been more happy with. If I lose off the top here, it was avoidable. Alright, or at least I had another thinner thing I could have done. Okay, here we go. Game 3 on the Draw Now versus Jewel Shops. I have seen Hull Breacher in these decks. I don't think I'm going to support it that much. We got a fuck Lurrus, hate him so much. First of all, Lurrus is a mother. And yeah, the player trying to shove protected combos on turn 1, complaining about my 6-drop. Alright, chill. Alright, so do I make any changes? Needle can name the One Ring. Dress Down could slow down like an Urza Saga situation, but I have as many Urza Sagas as my opponent does. Yeah, I think this is what I'm doing. I'm not going to respect Hull Breacher. Let's go. Final game of the match. Positive record on the line. A hand I cannot keep. Even with the Force and knowing it's a Force check matchup, this hand is just not good enough or not going anywhere. Mulligan. Okay. Force check with an Ancestral to back it up. I'm going to keep this, and I think I'm putting Merchant Scroll on the bottom. Or maybe it's Vamp. Because I could pitch the Scroll to Force and then have Ancestral and Thunder Trainer to dig. Yeah, I'm putting Vamp to the bottom. The card I would Vamp for is already in my hand. Okay, opponent kept 7. Defense Grid. Well, that hardly seems fair. Resolves. I have 3 mana for their turn. Pearl, Ring. Do we have Defense Grid into Ascend? Because that would be some horse hockey. Okay, Misty Rainforest, Mana Crypt. I can pay for a Force of Negation here. Or I could fetch Meticulous Archive if they don't send or don't play something that Force answers. Phyrexian Metamorph. All right, so we're gonna probably make a Mana Crypt or another defense grid. Another defense grid, fair enough. I guess I'm fetching Meticulous Archive here. Karn. Fuck. All right, well, sometimes it be like that. I was going to lose this game anyway. All right, so 3, 4, 5, 6. Plenty of mana to cast Mycosynth Lattice. Oh, okay. That doesn't help at all. Nope, not interested. Ancestral myself. Ataxian Probe your empty hand. And play out a bunch of artifacts that don't work. Good thing Lurrus is a problem, though. Alright, Karn, do they have the Lattice? Or are we playing on a game longer than it needs to be due to deck building? Alright, cool. What a delight. That's vintage, though. If that's allowed to happen in any format, it's this one. Okay, a 2-3 record. I was not impressed with this list. The Pyroblasts all over the format. Every important card in this deck is blue, and we just don't have a weapon to push back like that. Flusterstorm simulates it sometimes, but what if when the game goes long and your opponent just has 5 mana, Flusterstorm just doesn't even counter a stock up anymore, and Pyroblast just stays relevant forever? I also didn't like that I couldn't pivot very hard. I had to be a combo deck, even when I had to be a control deck too, and yeah, I'm just... Obviously, the Lurrus PO shell is there. It's strong. You have really powerful things you can do, but getting torn apart in that one pseudo mirror where they had red, but I had black, and them casting Flame of Anors and Pyroblasts and just burying me into the dirt really solidified it. If I play Lurrus PO at NYSE, it is not going to be Esper. Look forward to that video, though. I've played it twice on the channel already. There's at least one more coming, because I gotta test another league, see how it feels. And it's fun to put real testing on the channel when I have real events coming up. NYSE Open just happened. If I saw you there, it was great to see you. If I didn't see you there, maybe next year. And Steel City Spectacular still coming up. Check those links in my video description. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. I'll see you next time.